Yeah, they shove it up your
Stop
nose.
bragging.
All right, welcome
it's
welcome
not
back
great.
to the OG Minifan Show on the Kirkman Network. My name's Steve from Providence with TJ Hubbard, Ari Minahan, and Tim and Canton. Tim, who's driving right now on the way to take his kid to hockey, so appreciate him
His
coming
kid's
in.
in the back.
So
Right next to me. May as well just drive to child services.
Just have him
right
hold
now.
the camera. What are you doing?
You
Why
know,
is he driving?
I had asked these gentlemen to each pick something. There's a lot going on over the last 7 days. I wanted to start off with Mike. So we, on our last show, right before we got off, I asked you guys what you thought the future of Mr. Mike Gary was going to be. And even though Kirk is portraying it like I want the guy to freaking die, which is not the case at all, we did all agree that he was not going to be coming back. And then a few days later, or a couple days later, it was said that he is not going to be coming back for an extended period of time. So in the meantime, Kirk, it sounds like he's getting upset about people suggesting that different people come into his studio.
Jon Stewart's going to come on today.
Yeah,
Jon
Jon
Stewart.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a 6-hour conversation with Erica.
Jared Carabas.
Sounds great.
Today's Carabas Day, right? Thursday? Isn't Thursday?
He said he's not on today, though.
Yeah, but he won't be on.
That's a
Baseball.
freaking shame.
He's gonna watch 12 games.
I actually like him a lot. I hated the guy. I guess I didn't ever listen to him outside of like a baseball conversation.
Yeah.
He's free. I like the guy on the show. He's actually really good.
Yeah, he said it was fun to listen to him. I mean, he's a Red Sox honk. So,
But yeah,
I mean,
I thought there was nothing to him. You know, I think I was on here saying like I'm not looking forward to it. But I've liked the past 2 shows with him. I mean, I don't think he'll do it every single day, but he's also a blank slate. Like he just sits there with that hope that like.
I'm
But
kind
there's
of
material
jealous.
there,
I
and
like-
only
He has no fucking idea what he's doing, but
there's material there, and of course, Kirk he's unbelievable the way he can draw out what seems to be so innocuous and boring, and actually now has drawn out this persona. And I got to say something. I got to fess up online here. I trolled Carabas a little bit last night, or the night before. His followers have got to be the nicest people in the world. So their responses back to me were so like non-invasive and non-critical. Yeah, they were unbelievable. I just said, I'm not doing this anymore. These people are way too nice.
Oh yeah,
I mean, the worst comment I got was something any one of us would have said in maybe 2nd grade. That's how tame it was. So he seems like a good guy.
I'm just jealous of a man that just worries about baseball. That's it. You know, doesn't know who the vice president's name is, doesn't want to delve into
simple
too much.
existence.
Oh,
you know, he's probably not
nice.
super stressed out.
And I don't want to call him a simpleton because the guy seems okay.
I mean,
but
No, it doesn't make him a simpleton, but he has a simple life.
that's nice. It's a nice
Yeah,
life to lead.
beautiful.
You don't have to worry about a lot of shit.
So let me ask you
Your
guys
mother
a
does
question.
your laundry. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, before we get back to his slave wages that he pays his mother, do you guys think that someone called into the show
$15
today and said that it looked like Kirk was giving Mike an out as far as, you know, just go do your thing, and we'll address it again at 12 weeks. Do you think that it was pretty much Mike just wanted to get the fuck out of there and pretty much just quit on the spot, and you're never going to hear from him again? Or do you think that it is as cut and dry as Kirk just said, go do your classes and we'll come back in 12 weeks?
Yeah, he's going to come back in 12 weeks, and it's going to be the same answer you're going to get this past week, which is I'm not coming back.
All right.
I don't think it's. I don't think he wants to do it.
I don't right now. I don't think he does, just because I don't think he can take the criticism. You know, maybe if he's got thicker skin in 12 weeks, but I bet you after those 12 weeks, if he does come back, he'll know whether or not within a week whether he really wants to leave or not. Because you know he's going to get it bad that first week he comes back. Like he's going to get fucking brutalized on social media. So we will know real quick if he can stand the heat or not.
Tim, was it really that bad? Was it really that bad that what people were saying to him? Do you think?
Here's the thing. He's a sensitive guy, and that's not a knock on him. It's just the way he is. He seems like a nice person, and some people are sensitive, and that's really hard to take criticism like that on everything. I don't think he's coming back. So, like somebody says about injuries, you're only hurt as bad as your first injury and your last injury. So if that's the level of hurt he's got, for us it'd be a 3. For him, it's probably a 10. And
yeah.
You know, it's just his makeup, and I think he's gonna get some counseling, and I think he's going to do some real soul searching and say, don't know that this is really the route I want to go, because you guys are right. The day he comes back is going to be full blast. And Kirk has said, if you can't do it, then I don't want you here because I don't want you to be hurt.
Well, I mean, speaking of mental makeup, so Tim Ken, how many siblings do you have?
8.
Right. Steve from Providence, you grew up and you grew up with friends and guys, you were the Marines. I had 2 older brothers. And I mean, you had to have a thick skin, especially with 8 siblings. I mean, I know I did. I'm
still
fat as fat can be. I'm obese.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was.
He's frozen.
Freeze frame. Freeze frame.
I would just I would just assume, TJ, in all honesty, that you would get a thick skin from watching your grandmother get a bath in the middle of her bedroom
with the thickest skin possible.
that story did not get enough attention from the guy who wears a green suit.
All right, Tim. So
we need to get back to that at some point.
Tim, you wanted to talk about yesterday's show. Dr. Lance Minahan.
Minahan had coincidentally the same last name as the host of some podcast that he kept referring to. I gotta say, from Timberlandville, Wisconsin. I give that show a P. Anybody want to know what that P is referring to?
Perfect.
I thought phenomenal, but I'll go with perfect.
Okay.
I thought it was outstanding to be able to just turn on a dime and do a show based on material that you had just received maybe a day before. Execute, be prepared. It just shows you the brilliance of Kirk. Now, even if you don't think it was the funniest show, it was still phenomenal. I thought it was funny, but it was phenomenal. Steve, I know you were a little bit disgusted with some noises.
Well, here's the thing, and this is so I get the download. I get the download. It says 40 minutes. So I'm leaving Brockton. I'm driving from Brockton to Providence.
Oh, guess where I am now.
By the time I get there, I still got almost 40 minutes left in the show. Because I thought they were making fun of DEC for being a past drunk, and I had it on 0.5 halfway.
You're a fucking idiot.
I was like,
that's why
this is taking a lot of effort out of them to do this, but it worked. I was laughing a lot. Just the sound of that pussy.
You simple person.
I asked you guys, and you guys said, "Oh yeah, it's fine. Everything's great." And that's what I wonder why. You're fucking idiots. I mean that, but I honestly I liked it a lot, especially since it lasted an hour and a half. But
that was painful to listen to. I would have gotten so annoyed.
I'm sticking up for Steve. Like we talked. Yes, all of us got a 40-minute show. He got an 80-minute show. So who's the dummy? I'm giving him credit.
He got the word pussy every 2.6 seconds, correct, Tim?
Hey, shut up. I'm not good with decimals, okay? Throw a fraction at me. You want to see my head explode?
All right. So
know your strength.
All right, you had something that you want to talk about Justin and his maybe possibly something that was discussed on Kirk's Periscope?
Yeah, so on Kirk's Periscope, he had mentioned that him and Steve talked about Justin getting paid. Or possibly being compensated for his time. I think that's a great idea. I think Justin, out of all the interns, Justin works the hardest. He's been here the longest. He has definitely worked the hardest. Like he does nothing but the YouTube shows. I think he deserves to be compensated a little bit.
I think just compensation would be paying for all the premium services of everything: Twitch, Zoom, whatever it is, StreamYard, all that stuff for him to Pornhub. A good Netflix, you name it. Pay for all the premium services, and that'd be best.
Well, I gotta be honest,
give him a salary.
Even if he got a stipend, that's like a tax write-off.
I did not know that Justin that he wasn't paid, and the way he acts and he responds back to you right away, and he does everything that you ask. That's what you expect of someone that is getting paid. So for him to do everything and not be receiving a cent. That shows a lot about his character. So that's the
And
type
he
of
loves
person
it.
that he loves it.
He fucking loves it.
But that's the type of person.
He's unbelievable.
He'd do it for free for the rest of his life.
He does a great job too. I mean, that's not.
He does. He's producing this right now. I'm about to bring him in so he can have his case.
But that's the type of person that you want to pay. Someone that appreciates the job, doesn't worry about money. You know, they probably think about it in the back of their mind, but you know, that's something that it's due for him, without a doubt in my mind.
I mean, you can replace the cardboard cutout of Barbara Bush and get a new one.
So what is he?
Michelle Obama.
What's his case?
Yeah.
Can you bring him in? What's his case for getting paid?
I'm not gonna put him on the spot.
You're not?
Nah.
Tim, what do you think? What do you think, Tim?
I just got to say, in Justin's defense, he did say he didn't want to talk about it, didn't want us to ruin any chances he had. But I think you as well as same as what you guys said. The guy is always there when we ask him to do something for us. He's incredibly helpful. I hope it works out for him. Whatever. Kirk's the one that said it.
What more do you want us to say? I mean, I don't think we're taking. I don't think we have outrageous takes on this.
$800 a week.
I think it's a very commonly felt thing.
Peanuts.
I mean, $100,000 a year is perfect for that role.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean, how's he supposed to survive off $100,000 a year? I'm thinking.
I know exactly.
Life times 10, maybe. I don't know.
I have also, TJ. Do you have anything? Have you? So, as the only person not prepared before we started the show, have you thought of?
Oh no, I had plenty of stuff to prepare for there, asshole. You didn't ask me.
I mean, I didn't think about anything till 5 minutes ago.
Other than the Lance Minahan today, the other three ones they did, specifically the Hammer or Cullen. Out of those three, which one were your favorite?
Cullen.
I like the Hammer. I'm going for the Hammer. I love the Hammer. Love the Hammer.
They can do a Cullen radio station every day, and I'd listen to.
And that reckons back to listening to him and Tagway hit the post. Just the radio, the old radio stuff. No, I loved it, and I always will. So
reckons back.
You know, he had the caller this morning that was all shitting all over Kirk for his the Lance thing, and I didn't get it. I mean, it was good content. I liked it.
I can also see it in a way, because if you're like completely removed and you don't really know who DEC is, I can see where it might just kind of be like, well, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, but if you're in this world, there's no way you don't know who DEC is.
But also, I mean, if you've just been paying attention the past like 3 months and you're not on Twitter, you're not on social media, like I can see someone just. I mean, obviously that guy was like, oh, I've been listening since fucking you were doing Upper Deck cards and whatever. But I can see someone just kind of being like, oh, like I don't understand this. But I mean, it is for people in the know and like people who don't pay attention to the show and listen since day one. Like it is very enjoyable. I do really like those like the Cullens and the Hammers.
Listen, the best part about that is
your wife's blood type is ragu.
The sound you're like.
Well, there seems to be a and I think Tim would fall into this, like where Tim was big into the
please.
Are you done?
I'm sorry. Sorry, Steve.
No, you know, 47-year-old men that act like we're 12, right?
Is that Tim? What do you think about? It seems like there is a bit of a growing thing where people are starting to compare. Like I know we all liked when he was at EEI, and I think just like whenever you have like your favorite television show on TV, you have your favorite seasons of that show. And like right now, like I like where the show's at right now because they could be more creative. But at the time, a few years ago, I probably would have said I'm happy where everything is right now at WEI with Kirk and Callahan. But I think right now, in retrospect, right now is a good place because you have creative freedom. You don't have anyone that's telling you what you can and can't do as far as like management or anything like that. And pretty much you have an open landscape. I mean, there's not a lot that from what I understand, that Kirk or Steve is told that they just cannot do that is over the line. Other than I think it was something to do with something with politics and gaming or something like that.
Yeah, I think it had to do with maybe advertisers, not bashing advertisers or something like that.
Oh yeah, but not giving out codes and stuff.
I could not agree more. And you and I have talked about this. I had the same mindset, but that also shows why we don't have a show and why Kirk does. He has a vision. He's had it from day one. Remember how upset Jerry would try to get him because, sorry, I talked about your little, Jerry would be your little podcast. At
Your
that
little
time,
podcast. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And at that time, I thought, this is the best show ever. And now, this is the best show ever. And I can't wait for what comes next. And that's why I will go back to, he has a show, and it's called The Kirk Minahan Show, and it is just stellar. The things that he's done, the Cullinane, the Hammer, the Dr. Lance, you could never do that on radio, ever, ever, ever. So I am thrilled with where the show is, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
I mean, I don't know if it'll last, but him retweeting a Cullinane Periscope the other morning was very good.
Yeah. And what do you think would have happened at EEI if he did that? Even though it was Cullinane, right?
Yeah, but it would basically that would be like him promoting 98.5. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you want, of course. It would.
It would. All right. If he was at EEI, absolutely.
You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Cullinane.
It's slower.
It's Cullinane. But when people think of
you didn't hear the question was. I said, what do you think would have happened if that was back in the EEI days? That's equivalent to 98.5. And in stupid radio, they'd say, you can't even mention his name. But on a podcast, it's like, hey, that's content.
When people think of Dave Cullinane, do they think of the Kirk Minahan Show or Jerry Callahan?
100% Kirk Minahan Show.
Thank you very much.
I don't.
I rest my case.
I don't.
You don't matter.
I don't matter.
You're a shitty caller. You're a goddamn garbage caller. You get Sheldon laughs. You got Sheldon laughs today. How did that feel?
How does it feel to when's your basement going to get finished? Look at that fucking rat's nest.
You know, when you go after my basement, I know I've won the argument.
Yeah, you pretty much have.
I got 4 boxes of cereal coming from magicspoon.com.
No.
And
do they sell that at price right, Steve?
No, they don't. Magic cereal.
No.
Magic
Spoon
is a good cereal. I have tried this.
Hey, there's only like 3 net carbs and 11 grams of protein per bowl. I'm going to eat so much cereal. It's going to be ridiculous.
I can actually speak to that. It's actually very good. Now this is this is not like when you go to Price Right and you buy the cereal that I buy for $3 for enough to feed 50 people. That stuff will kill you. That stuff will kill you. This stuff, Magic Spoon, is a little bit more expensive, but it's good for you. So
it's not Honey Nut Scooters, is what you're trying to say. Apple-O's.
You pay
crispy rice.
It's quality.
Enter the code word Kirk for free shipping. Yeah.
Free shipping.
I can't wait to eat this.
That was a nice infomercial.
Sorry.
No, it is good. It is very good, actually.
I'm starving.
Very good. So now we're coming down to we're gonna make this an early episode tonight, unless you guys have anything that you're just trying to get out there. What do you think? I am curious about. So this is going to be 12 weeks until Mike comes back. Do you think anyone besides Jared is going to sit in that fucking seat? I know you mess around with Sheldon or whatever, but do you think anybody else is going to sit in that seat, or is he going to try anything, or does he stick with him and Steve going forward?
I know you're thinking that you might.
No,
I know it's in the back of your mind.
Try it out.
It's not in the back of my mind.
You should start. I'll lobby for you.
I'm not thinking about that at all. I'm being serious and the reason why I brought that up is because I honestly thought, and this was my mistake for thinking so, that Kevin was going to be in there. Kevin got absolutely fucking throttled last week.
Kevin's had a bad week.
He made up for the clown face paint.
No, he didn't make up for it.
What the fuck was that? I came back from my bachelor party and I was like, what? And I was like, what?
Do you remember Kelleher used to do that and come up with a clown fucking mask? I mean, it scares me.
So
that's not where true inspiration.
To answer your question, yes, I do think there'll be somebody that comes in, but I don't think it's going to be anybody we know.
Yeah.
Kirk already intimated that he has I don't know if he said he has an idea of what he'd like to see, but one, it's not going to be former EEI people. Goodbye. That's world is gone. Great to have on the old show. That's not the new show, like he always says. And 2, it's not going to be any of us scrubs. It's going to be somebody that is a known entity and known for being funny. Kind of like Howard did with Artie Lang. Not a lot of people knew who Artie Lang was.
Yeah. I also think that's going to be someone local because you're in COVID. That's the thing though. Like how many local, talented people aren't employed by like 98.5 or, people who interest Kirk, I guess. And even if you do it remotely, like how they were talking today, like it just kind of seemed like a hassle. But it would
Yeah,
have been
but
kind of
I
interesting.
think it's the second thing you said. It's not about radio. It's about who's entertaining. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of, as we know, he's got a lot of experience in that field. And I think he's going to pick somebody that he is comfortable with and can make people laugh. And I just don't think we know who that is.
Well,
I don't think we'll have heard of him
I can
or her.
give a shout out to Steve Robinson here. He's come a long way in a year and a few months. He's actually pretty good, on the podcast. It's really good.
From being in the White House to Googling abortion noises.
Sitting with the president to making fart noises in a microphone is and still and I have more respect for him now, which is ridiculous. He said something this morning. He was talking about, speaking of eating, you can see, obviously it's on my mind. He was talking about Asian infused American food. And he said the word fiddlehead. If you guys don't know, it's some vegetation that grows on the side of the embankments of rivers in Maine, and people pick them. And I can just real quick, back when we were elver fishing.
Ari wants to die right now.
This is the worst story. This is already going downhill.
I mean, anyway, we used to piss and shit over the side of the banks. And people from local restaurants would come and pick all these fiddleheads up, and we called them salt and vinegar ones. And they'd serve them. They're, like in the restaurants, we were like, "Don't eat the fiddleheads, man! Don't eat them." It was pretty bad. It was brutal. So I would advise against anything Asian fused fiddleheads. So it was like
good to know.
It was like when Steve from Prominence leaned over the railing and took a dump and wiped his ass with a sock.
How many people went to Saco and had fiddleheads? and had you and your brothers pissing shit on it.
So I will not eat a fiddlehead. I don't care where they come from.
The thing I wanted to close out with before if you guys have anything, but so I was alerted by one Rich Mandarin to a new up and coming podcast that was sweeping the airwaves,
sweeping the South Pacific,
and it was
the thunder from down under.
Bring a bucket and a mop.
But did what the name of it is? But did you jack it?
Did you jack it?
Did you jack it?
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
You should give it a look up.
It is a new podcast by Piccolo or Piccolo.
I think it's Piccolo, like the
Piccolo
instrument.
Studios.
Piccolo podcast.
It is these two. It is these two enormous TJ type women.
TJ with a wig.
You're not selling me on this yet.
Well, hey,
I don't think it's
no discrimination. Big girls need loving too, man.
This is
just gonna pay for it.
Bullshit.
This is the price chopper of Kohler Daddy girls. It is.
I was gonna say Walmart, but I feel like that's too high class.
Family, the Rennies.
So you're saying it's kind of a melange of the Dr. Lance Minahan show and the Call Her Daddies girls at the same time?
This one girl is so fucking big.
How big is she, Steve?
The Japanese are hunting her.
Just do it.
The harpoons.
How many lampo?
This
how
one
many
girl's so big.
it's
what was that show with the guy back in the day? He's like, "How big is she?" And you go ahead, figure it out.
Now, is she as big as the woman that you had sex with this weekend?
Ooh, good question.
Is
for the
she
man?
as big? No. I didn't do too bad for myself over the weekend. Listen, I broke my. Sometimes you know what, man, you're fucking going on almost a year. Do you think there's a that woman is on a YouTube show right now saying I didn't do that bad for myself this past weekend?
Did you like a year? You gotta get what you gotta get. Like,
did you hear the words "hurry up and come"?
Like, listen, 4.5 inches, man. Like, it is what it is. You know?
That was me, TJ. I was outside the door waiting to get back in the apartment.
Can you finish for Christ's sakes?
22 minutes.
Watch Jeopardy.
22 minutes.
Watch Jeopardy.
All right. Are we? All right. Do you guys have anything else before we get out of here, please? That's fucking fun. That fucking girls that he's fucking got on that radio are so nasty.
Did you use lights or not?
They are beat.
Did you use the lights? Were the lights on? That's the
lights were off.
Did you
7 o'clock
that
night.
tells you a lot about
did you wrap it up?
of a woman.
I am a condom wearer. I am a
Really, you
condom-
didn't just do like the candy bar wrapper and
I am a condom wearer.
A Ziploc bag.
And barbed
part
wire.
for the bed.
I am a
I
Were-
don't know
condom.
were
this
any-
lady what hole this woman crawled out of.
Were there any roofies involved?
No, I was eating pizza.
Knowingly or not, or unknowingly?
Bloody
All right.
Marys.
Justin,
Well, the best part is gonna be when we find this lady. I'm looking forward to that.
yes, I think that you guys could, if you guys put a little
Wow.
effort into it, I think you'd be able to find her.
I'm still
Well,
looking
I've
for
been-
a stepsister, but
I've been looking in
someone
the
stepsister.
Providence Journal police blotter and for dead bodies, but nothing yet.
All right, Justin, we are all set. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Stay safe.